All praises to Yahweh Bashim, Yahushai Bashim Rekakadash. And that's like to give the honor to our teachers, that apostles, the elders of great millstone, GMS, that taught us the truth, who's being great examples to us in the faith. Dub Shalom to the elders, the bishops that's been laboring. Peace and safety to the house of David. Another news update. Just bring out recent news. The Lord is really turning up in the earth. More evils, more bad times. As you see here, 2 people were deleted in overnight Westminster house fire. It says Westminster fire officials are investigating after a fire overnight deleted 2 people and sent another to the hospital. And ultimately, that's the Lord bringing forth judgment. And when you read Sirach chapter 39 and 28 or 29, one of those verses, fire is a form of vengeance. Okay? Let's get it. This is Ecclesiastes. I'm going to go ahead and get it. Ecclesiastes 39 and 28. It says, verse 29, it says, fire and hell and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. So you see, fire is a form of vengeance, a form of payback, retaliation, retribution for one's wrongful doings. So we see these types of things happening. This is vengeance from the Lord. Okay? And everything we sin is only going to get worse. The streets say evils and only evils is come. And more fire is going to take place. And the ultimate fire that's coming is that nuclear fire that's going to come by way of World War III. And the chariots shooting laser beam fire on this place. But the point that I wanted to make is that the Lord had this fire to the Lord is the one that started the fire to bring vengeance upon his enemies. It says fire and hell, famine, death, all these created for vengeance, for the Lord's vengeance. It says teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. And I'm going to play the video in a second. This is Deuteronomy 32 and 39. It says, see now that I, even I am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. And neither is there any that can deliver out of my hands. So it was the Lord that killed these people. Alright, it was just Yahweh Bashim Shai just bringing, death and destruction. And one of the ways the Lord kill people is through fire. Alright? The Lord did it by way of fire, which is a horrible way to go out. So the streets say the Lord kills, he keeps you alive, he wounds, he heals. The Lord does it all. And that's more reason to fear Yahweh Bashim Shai. And this is going to be my last scripture. Isaiah 29 and verse 6. It says, thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts, with thunder and with earthquakes and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. So the Lord is definitely visiting this place. He's visiting through different weather elements. He's visiting through different weather elements, through spirits created for vengeance. Okay, as I just read, it says again, Isaiah 29, it says, thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquakes and great noise with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. And you got fire everywhere taking place. You got house fires. That's what this video is going into. You got car fires, you got forest fires, all being brought by the Lord. And another thing I want to point out, when you go to that word visited, go to the blue letter, look at the word visit. It goes back to the word punish. So the Lord is punishing this place, visiting this place, and one of the ways he's punishing this place is by way of fire. So, like I said, this is a news update. Giving all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashim Shai. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, the great millstone, GMS, taught us truth. Double shalom to the elders, the bishops, been laboring. Shalom, peace, and say to the house of David, shalom.
Morning, that house fire in Westminster turning deadly overnight.
Yeah, firefighters tell us 2 people were killed, 1 sent to the hospital. So back out to this breaking news. Jim Hooley at the scene there in Westminster, Jim, and clearly still a very active scene. Investigators still out there right now.
Yeah, investigators actually just arrived here on the scene here just a short time ago, Kirk, and you can see the home where all this happened. It's on Marshall Court on the south side of Westminster off 72nd Street, 72nd Avenue, I should say. You can see the home there, that 2-story home. There's the big ladder truck that's still in front of it, and some investigators' equipment and trucks there as well. But all of this now still under investigation this morning as investigators here in Westminster Police and Fire try to figure out exactly what happened. Here's the latest, though, that we have from Westminster right now. Fire officials say it all broke out at about midnight or so, shortly after midnight. And when the fire crews got here on the scene, they quickly were faced with an intense situation. There was a lot of smoke, a lot of flames coming from this 2-story home. They immediately called a second alarm because of all of that to get more manpower in here, more equipment in here, in the attempts to try to fight that fire and try to save lives as well. Unfortunately, as we said, 2 people are dead. There's a 3rd person that was taken out to the hospital. We don't have a word on their condition at this time. This is a very dense neighborhood. Again, it's Marshall Court. There's a lot of families here, heavily populated, and we don't know if this was a family living together in the home or individuals. We're still waiting to get an ID on the victims. How all this happened, as we said, that's the big question right now and still under investigation. The cause of the fire, we were told, is going to be investigated by Westminster Fire and Westminster Police as well. Once again, Westminster investigators arriving on the scene here just a short time ago. Once they get daylight, that will be a big help. And once they deem the home safe enough and cool enough, the fire cool enough for them to go in, they'll be able to get in there and try to find some evidence that will lead them to the cause. But very sadly, here in this cul-de-sac in Westminster this morning, 2 people dead from this early morning house fire. 1 person taken to the hospital. We're waiting to get a word on their condition.
Judgment. Judgment. Seek the Lord. Judgment's going forth. Shalom.